Tony Khan is creating a brand new wrestling character. Plus, an AEW star has been written off TV, and an AEW title has been vacated. Spoilers, by the way. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. So we've seen these mysterious promos of this masked wrestler, somewhat like a Power Ranger.
Yeah, we have.
And a lot of people thought, oh, is this the arrival of Puma? Is this Ricochet?
Oh.
No. Who is it, Andrew?
Well, so it turns out, according to PW Insider, this brand new character being created is completely from scratch by Tony Khan, right? So from the report, pwinsider.com is told by numerous sources that this new character was personally devised by Khan, who'd been said to have been personally excited about putting it together. I am under the belief the new character will be a babyface. There is no word when he will actually physically debut or how many vignettes have been devised.
PW Insider have also shared details on who will be portraying Tony Khan's creation, saying the character will be portrayed by the former Aramis. He has made appearances in MLW, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, regular for AAA and IWRG. He continued to perform in Mexico until AEW began running these vignettes on Collision, and he's stopped now. Also, PW Insider have been told that the Masked Republic's Lucha Libre agency has negotiated the deal between AEW and Aramis, and it signed the deal back in February. The plan is, as you can tell, for Aramis to come in and play a character created by Tony Khan, a brand new wrestler.
Yeah, and from the vignettes, I guess what we've seen, it seems perhaps some sort of hacker gimmick or something. That we see like a line of text or code, and then this character jumping through a portal. We'll see how that plays out. The only thing that comes to my mind when I think of hackers is the whole retribution stuff. I'm sure Tony Khan can play something much better out than that kind of stuff. And I'm not too familiar with Aramis either, but from what I've heard, he's fantastic for how old he is. Apparently he's not very old, and he's very, very good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. And if Tony Khan's buzzing about it, then let's see what he's got.
I'm excited. I feel like it's going to be a 2024 version of Max Moon.
Oh!
when I was reading about it and I saw the things, I thought, you remember when they remade RoboCop? You know when they had like the old school RoboCop, your move, creep, but then they redid him for the modern era and he was all shiny and polished. I was like, this is new Max Moon, isn't it? This is new Max Moon. And that's no hate for Max Moon. Flipping loved Max Moon. Give me a new Max Moon, you cowards. So Tony Khan has been very busy, not just writing and cultivating storylines of varying style, but he's creating a wrestler as well. Not enough people create wrestlers from scratch anymore.
No, true.
More of those, please. Also on AEW last night, Pac picked up a big old W against Tomohiro Ishii, Claudio Castagnoli, and Kyle Fletcher. A Global Glory four-way that therefore gives Pac a shot at the AEW International title at a to-be-confirmed date. Post-match, Pac said that it's all in season and he won't be denied his Wembley moment. Who think I am, Newcastle United? It wasn't specified that Pac would get the title shot at Wembley, but you've got to give Pac a big match at Wembley.
Well, you see, I guess we were talking last week when we were saying, oh, maybe Ospreay and MJF is for Wembley, and we'll get to when that will be in a sec. But it seems like there's a gap there where it could be Ospreay and Pac, and I think that feels like the perfect place to have it, doesn't it? Really, really does. Like, I feel like the crowd will be buzzing for that one.
Especially if football comes home as well before that.
Oh, yeah.
Which it very well could do on Sunday if wrestling doesn't come home beforehand. Joe had met quite a grisly demise last night on Dynamite.
Yeah, he got put through a wall. So Chris Jericho put Samoa Joe on a forklift and then plowed him through a wall, which happens in wrestling. It's a thing that happens. There is a reason for this, though, all right? PW Insider reports saying Joe was likely written out as he'll be returning for the second season of Peacock series Twisted Metal, which will begin shooting in Toronto later this month. PW Insider is told by numerous sources in the entertainment realm that the series is scheduled to film at least through October, although there will be breaks in between certain episodes that could leave Joe a window to pop back in.
So the best way to write a man off from television is to stick him on a forklift and drive him through a wall.
Why not?
It was a very funny visual of Jericho, smiley Jericho, saying hi to the camera as he just plows Joe through a wall.
It was fun.
I hope you're all right, Joe, matey. Best wishes to you. Do we maybe get a Joe Jericho match at All In, or do we need it?
Maybe.
No, it needs to be Joe Hook. No, it needs to be Jericho Hook, really.
Yeah, I think the one to get the most benefit out of this would have to be Hook, wouldn't it? So yeah, why not? I think the Hook thing, is not a bad idea. I think maybe Joe. I guess August actually is still quite. Well, it's next month, isn't it? I think maybe leave it for a little bit. If he's off the film, leave it for a bit. And then when he comes back, we'll be even more happier, won't we?
Let us park the bus, as it were. Next week is the 250th episode of Dynamite. And the show is going to open going flipping hard because it's Will Ospreay versus MJF for the AEW International title.
Yeah.
That's the opening match.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we kind of thought that might have been the one at Wembley, the big match at Wembley, but no, next week, 250th episode. I'm buzzing for that, unless there's shenanigans that roll it over. I can't wait for it. That's a huge match. That's good.
Mercedes Moné has issued an open challenge for next week for anyone for her TBS title. Anyone except Dr. Britt Baker.
Oh,
so no one else, anyone else can have a go, but Britt Baker cannot.
And after confirming his place on Team AEW for Blood and Guts, AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland will face AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada in a champion versus champion match.
I think we're getting a lot of big old dream matches
on
free television.
250 episodes. Good on him. That's buzzing. I'm buzzing for him.
And headlined by Goldberg versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Let's not put that on pay-per-view. We've got Bash at the Beach next week. Now we had Collision recorded just after Dynamite EE, and there was a pretty big development that went down on Collision, but you may want to watch it as it happens and as it takes place. So if you do, this is your spoiler warning. We wish you a lovely day. Keys.
Love you. Bye.
Donkeys are aliens. And now we had the Bang Bang Gang.
You did have the Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah, the Bang Bang
Donkeys are
Gang.
aliens.
I don't know what you mean. I was just speaking. Just reverse it, and you'll see what I said.
Okay.
Bang Bang Gang had a match last night, but Jay White got injured at the hands of Christian Cage, so it was Juice Robinson and the Guns. Christopher Daniels, after their match, appeared, and so, hey, you can't freebird it with Juice for these. Which I thought they could.
Yeah, me too.
And therefore, he said, owing to the injury to Jay White, the trios titles of AEW are vacated. We cannot have champions within this company or other companies holding belts whilst injured. No, we can't have that. Adam Cole and MJF defended those Ring of Honor tag team titles every week. As we know, Wheeler Yuta defended that Pure title every week. We cannot have champions that aren't fit to wrestle. Vacate them immediately. So they've figured out a plan. So we're going to get new trios champions decided in a future match between the Patriarchy and the Bang Bang Gang.
Yay!
Okay. Forgive me.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Forgive me. I fed bicarbonate of soda just once. No, forgive me, right? I did. Don't do that. It's horrible. Don't do that. Forgive me, right? I don't get it. Unless there's some storyline bits that I have missed, that I've not paid attention to. I have watched Dynamite, but probably not watched it as closely as I should have done by now, because literally I watched a bit of it and then came here and recorded this. I might be wrong. Forgive me. I just don't get it.
I mean, again, yeah, it's Collision. Maybe there is more stuff to it that we see on Saturday. Who knows? But I mean, it feels like that was the direction we were going in anyway. But yeah, to vacate it does feel a bit weird, doesn't it? You thought maybe they would just do the Freebird thing.
I feel like even if Jay White is injured, if you're still going to get Bang Bang Gang versus Patriarchy, you didn't need to take the belts off them and then have them for the vacant time.
We'll see, but we'll see. We'll see on Saturday, won't we? Your criticisms might be very valid, but we will see.
I'm close to sending this meal back because I've enjoyed the stuff that Chef Michaels has been cooking. What Chef Tony's given me here.
Hey, Chef Tony's giving us good stuff. We've just spoken about it. Don't you be going on.
Bit too much salt on mine, I'll be honest with you. Bit too much salt in this. I demand to speak to the manager. This isn't what I ordered. It's covered in gravy. On the podcast feed, a brand new episode of the Cultaholic Classic Nitro Review. Week to week, we watch the downfall of WCW. Myself and Sam Driver are deep into the early years of the NWO, and we're heading towards Sold Out, which is the NWO pay-per-view. Yep. Rotten. We're having a lovely time watching it though. And you can have a lovely time watching it with us as well. If you subscribe to the podcast feed, you can get it on there this morning. And if you're a Patreon, you'll get it on our Patreon feed a bit later today as well. Also, last night, a video dropped yesterday about a cursed 10-man tag team match from WWE in 2002.
I saw this, yes.
So it was a 10-man tag, and infamously it's known as the one where Kevin Nash does his quad in. But there was so much more that came from that match that I didn't realise until I looked into it even further. The ramifications of that 10-man tag are immense.
Ooh.
And there's a full breakdown of it on the YouTube channel for you right now.
Nice.
Anything you want to plug?
I've got nothing to plug. If you're in the local area or close to the local area on Saturday, this man is going to be announcing North Wrestling, where Joe Hendry and Elijah, formerly Elias in WWE, are going to be squaring up against each other, and I'm looking forward to it.
The hottest property in the wrestling world right now is in Newcastle upon Tyne in 2 sleeps time, and you can still get tickets and meet and greets to see Joe Hendry. You don't even need to say his name, you just need to go onto the northwrestling.co.uk and sign up there. Plus the North debut of Miyu Yamashita from Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Damn.
Her and Lizzie Evo are going to have a banger. My boy Grado is there. Come on!
Even I didn't know that.
Do you know Grado's there?
Grado's there. Even better.
The phenomenal Ali Catch is coming to Newcastle as well to be part of North Wrestling. Are you learning the catch you're going?
All I knew was Joe Hendry and Elijah.
Ali Catch, Miyu Yamashita, Grado, Michael Oku versus Mark Haskins. Oh, get out
Jesus
a bit
Christ,
of the taste.
man.
A 4-way TLC match featuring Rampage Brown, Will Cruz, the Postmodern Sick Boys. We've got the Landed Gentry, Rio and Emerson Jane, tables, ladders and chairs.
Well, Roger me sideways.
I will in a minute. North Wrestling's biggest show ever goes down on Saturday at the Walker Dome in Newcastle. Would love for you to be a part of it. If you can't make it there and you live in Scotland, why not join us at Discovery Wrestling on Sunday, where Joe Hendry will be teaming with Elijah.
That man never stops, and that man never stops either.
Oh yeah, I'm ring-announcing that as well. As announced last night, I'm making my Discovery Wrestling debut in Edinburgh. Come and see us in Edinburgh on Sunday. I'm sure they'll let me watch the England game. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at Cultaholic.com. Case.
Love you, bye.
Just want to have a little sleep, I'll be honest.